Hi again. Walter Rauschenbusch, Christianity and the Social Crisis, page 239. He's been dealing with the disastrous effects of the Industrial Revolution, the wage slavery of most men. Now he's dealing with the physical decline of the people. It used to be a fine thing to mark how the richer food and freer life in our country increased the stature and beauty of the immigrant families. This, of course, is America in 1907. America meant a rise in the standard of living, and hence an increase in physical efficiency. The rapid progress of our country has been due to the wealth of natural resources on the one side, and the physical vigor and mental buoyancy of the human resources on the other side. Today, there are large portions of the wage-earning population of which that is no longer true. They are not advancing, but receding in stamina and bequeathing an enfeebled equipment to the next generation. The human animal needs space, air, and light, just like any other highly developed organism. But the competitive necessities of industry crowd the people together in the cities. Land speculation and high car fares hem them in even where the location of our cities permits easy expansion. High rents mean small rooms. Dear coal means lack of ventilation in winter. Coal smoke means susceptibility to all throat and lung diseases. The tenement districts of our great cities are miasmatic swamps of bad air. And just as swamps teem with fungus growths, so the bacilli of tuberculosis multiply on the rotting lungs of the underfed and densely housed multitudes. The decline in the death rate with the advance in sanitary science, the sudden drop of the rate after the destruction and rebuilding of slum districts in English cities, prove clearly how preventable a great proportion of deaths are. The preventable decimation of the people is social murder. The human animal needs good food to be healthy, just like a horse or a cow. The artificial rise in food prices is at the expense of the vital force of the American people. The larger our cities, the wider are the areas from which their perishable food is drawn, and the staler and less nourishing will be the food. Canned goods are a sorry substitute for fresh food. The ideal housewife can make a palatable and nourishing meal from almost anything, but the wives of the working men have been working girls, and they rarely have a chance to learn good housekeeping before they marry. Scorching a steak diminishes its nutritive value and the appetite of the eater, and both are essential for nutrition. Poor food and cramped rooms lower the vitality of the people, and at the same time the output of vitality demanded from them grows even greater. Life in a city, with the sights and sounds, the hurry for trains, the contagious rush, is itself a flaring consumer of nervous energy. The work at the machine is worse. That tireless worker of steel, driven by the stored energy of the sun in forgotten ages, sets the pace for the exhausted human organism that feeds it. The speeding of machines is greater in America than anywhere in the world. Unless the food and housing remain proportionately better, the American workman is drained faster. Immigrants who try to continue the kind of food that kept them in vigor at home collapse under the strain. Under such a combination of causes, the health of the people inevitably breaks down. Improved medical science has counteracted the effects to a large extent, but in spite of all modern progress, the physical breakdown is apparent in many directions. Diseases of the nerves, culminating in prostration and insanity. Diseases of the heart through overstrain. Diseases of the digestion through poor nutrition. Haste in mastication and anxiety. Zymotic diseases due to crowding and dirt. All these things multiply and laugh at our curative efforts. Tuberculosis, which might be eradicated in 10 years if we had sense, continues to cripple our children, to snuff out the life of our young men and women in their prime, and to leave the fatherless and motherless to struggle along in their feebleness. Alcoholism is both a cause and an effect of poverty. The poor take to drink because they are tired, discouraged, and flabby of will, and without more wholesome recreation. When the narcotic has once gained control over them, It works more rapidly with them than with the well-fed who work in the open. Tuberculosis and alcoholism are social diseases degenerating the stock of the people, fostered by the commercial interests of landowners and liquor dealers, thriving on the weak and creating the weak. Thriving on the weak and creating the weak. Love it. Put in a link to Jacques Ellul, who wrote a profound book called The Meaning of the City.